Well, I don't even think I will bother getting around to help the Valians. I will help the Rauatai, though, and that is what we'll be doing right after this. Xaurips-infested old ruin. So we killed a large two-headed monster that I believed was in ownership of this place, an Eoten. It was a tough fight, and though I went down, no thanks to Kehu's spell, actually it was all because of his misplaced spell, so normally that wouldn't have happened. Normally, we are about the toughest thing out here in the Deadfire. I don't fear confrontations anymore. I used to when I was just getting my skills back after waking up in the Defiant. The battles were hard won, and oftentimes I would come out of it with an injury. With our good equipment, skills, and tactics, we don't seem to have much trouble dispatching all of our foes anymore. The Titan on Poko Kahara woke me up to this. It seemed rather too easy. I was expecting one blow from its fist to pulverize us. Typically, I don't have the endurance like Adair does in combat, and when the Titan targeted me, I thought I was done for. Its fist didn't do that much to me, actually. We have fought much tougher battles in the Deadfire. So what does this mean? It means, at least to me, that we are very good at what we do. We're good at fighting out at sea, and we are good at fighting on land. I can now feel that we can back up any threats we make with confidence. We just need to go and buy a junk now, and outfit it the best that we can. We'll get around to doing that soon. We're in some kind of Xaurips-infested old ruins on the far side of Neketaka Island, which we've never been here. First time. We're just exploring.
Enemies ahead.
Oh, okay. It sees us.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
Ah, I hate it when they disappear.
That's right.
There it is.
Say your prayers.
Tell me. Huh? I've got it.
No traps so far. What's this? A few chunks of unidentifiable meat lie in a foul-smelling slurry at the bottom of this bucket. Yum. Hey, who's this? Help, I'm over here. Standing within the cage is a Wana woman, clad in bedraggled clothing and covered in numerous scrapes and scratches. She clutches at the bars as I approach. You! Quickly, you must help us. Those things have already come to take away my companions. Who are you? I am Badima. We have a supply wagon. We are traders, the three of us. Please, there is no time. I dealt with the Eoten. I have the key right here. Then you've truly done it. Ikera, I did not think it possible. Please, what of the others? One was killed in the fighting. The woman lets out a startled breath, leaning heavily against the side of the cage. This place was sacred once. Now I would be free of it, and never return. Ngadi, forgive me.
Huh?
Well, that's one good deed.
Right.
Well, there is the place going downstairs.
On it.
Rocks and debris have collapsed onto this mechanism, rendering it inoperable. Okay. There is an empty socket in this panel as if something were removed. I don't think we can get through there. Okay. Well, that would seem to be it. Let's return to Neketaka and start exploring the seas again. Because that seems like that's all we can do. We've returned to the shrine on the island. I kneel before the shrine and begin to pray. I have only been at it a short time when I hear footsteps behind me. A group of Wana from the city approach the shrine, armed and armored. They clearly make this pilgrimage prepared for bandits. Ikara, what are you doing here? One of them asked me, openly scowling. As I stand to answer, another of the Amoa speaks. For what do you yell at them? I say this worshipper always helps Juana. The first scowls. This one? I say this one is of the same sort as those in Queen's Birth. I get up to answer, but another of the Amoa cuts me off, growling through sharp teeth. Your sort are not welcome here, foreigner. Go, leave this place. I've only come to pay my respects to the goddess for the safe travels of my ship. Allow me to do so, and I'll be on my way. Aloth? Aloth says so. They want to share a few pensive glances before the leader among them nods. Go make your oblations, then, and speak your prayers. When you finish, leave this place. Return to the city. I kneel at the shrine, and the Juana worshippers join me. I pray to the gods. I rise feeling calmer than I have in some time and continue on my way. It's a bit of a trip over there from the city. Let's go by sea. Okay, we've got a lot of bounties. We've got a lot of people to... a lot of things to do. The Karna's Observatory, Motario Cozy. Sayuka. But we're to meet at a certain spot for that. I wonder if we shouldn't do that now. A matter of import. Meet Widla at sea at the rendezvous location. We don't have Maya, though. Maya's not with us. Yeah, Maya's busy. So we're going to have to put that off. So Sayuka's over there. We didn't actually fully explore the Tikawara island chain, apparently. So we'll head west, and we'll look for bounties, and then go up, maybe to Motario Cozy. Yeah, I wish Maya was with us. Oh, Maya has returned to join the crew.
Ikara, I will remain.
Okay, so where is this rendezvous point? Widla. Fire merchant. Widla's there, to the west of Neketaka Island. Maybe we should deal with the situation of food ownership. We haven't dealt with that in a while. Yeah, wow. We've been out at sea for quite a while, but we haven't stopped picking up things to eat. Or drink. Lots of fruit, too. A lot of water. I think we'll be fine for everything for quite a while. Let's see if there's anything more to drink. There's some rum. That's probably fine for now. Alright, we're good. We are going through it. The more people we bring with us, the faster we're going to go through all our food and water. Widla's close by. A long, sleek ship rides low in the water. Its crew stands protectively around a cluster of crates positioned on the main deck. A woman saunters across the deck, her roughly chopped hair swinging with her stride.
We said or not, Perrin.
Sorry? She bangs her fist against one of the crates. The dwarven man standing near her flinches as though she'd hit him.
I'd happily tell you if you stopped interrupting my count.
He rolls his eyes skyward. She cackles and thumps him on the back. He staggers forward and shoots her a venomous glare.
You've had days to count. Now it's time we talked about the price.
She turns her attention to me, eyes gleaming. Perrin follows her gaze. His eyes go wide, he clears his throat.
Careful. This one's got friends in the Consuelo.
Valiance for counsel.
In that case, I'll honor the original price. Consider that a discount among friends.
Willa gives me a once-over. Wait. Price? Whatever. Give her 1,000 copper. Deal.
Glad we could do business.
I was given 1,000 copper by the, Hasanui for this. Simple as that. Now we have a place to go. The smugglers unload the crates onto our ship. Our new cargo secured. I retract the anchor and let out our sails. So to Sayuka we go. Another Rauatai. Probably a fort. They like defending their places so well. It's actually not that far north from here. As my crew haul the smugglers' crates below decks, one of them shouts an alarm. Little Luca finds me in my cabin. Captain, come quick. Someone's just popped out of one of those crates we picked up. A stowaway, huh? Before I can object, little Luca leads me above deck. A plump middle-aged woman stands beside the crates. Her clothing is rumpled and her hair matted, but her eyes twinkle with triumph.
Gillarde, 23 days! This is a new record.
It's a Valerian. Or, sorry, a Valian, I mean. She smells of stale urine, old sweat, and worse, but she beams at me all the same. Lady, you are setting all... I hold my nose. Lady, you're setting all kinds of records right now.
You bear witness to the victory of magic over matter, and you are bothered by a little mess.
She snorts.
I have nearly perfected Renove Miseres, and this spell shall change exploration forever.
What?
Renewal of air, you would say.
Okay.
Kith have explored every mountain in the eastern reach, yet the realm of fish and leviathans remains close to us. It has been my dream to open these depths to discovery, to let Kith breathe as the fishes do.
A look of wonder shines in her eyes.
Or at least to let us use the air of a single breath again and again.
I still don't understand why you had to hide in a crate.
Neither do I.
But Okea, she thinks maybe the Dukes would not be so happy to let me go. She shrugs.
At least it gave me plenty of time to test my work.
Why go to Sayuka? Why leave the Valian Republics?
Back home, they care only for profit, and there is little profit to be had in sticking your head in the glass bucket to watch the fish. But the Rauataians, they have vision. They chase greater things than gold. So I go to work with them.
Okay. That's your choice. So, let me get this straight. You've been perfecting a spell that recycles air, and you'll use it to help the Rauataians make something big?
So you do understand.
She nods proudly.
But I can say no more. The Rauataians, they have sworn me to secrecy.
Oh. She presses her lips together. What exactly are you to be working on at Sayuka?
Sintere, but I had promised not to say.
She looks sincerely regretful. Okay then. That's all, I suppose.
Yes. I have much to do. Many more tests to run before we reach Sayuka. A pleasure talking, Captain.
Bye. It's a very strange world we live in. Full of surprises everywhere we go. Colorful and sometimes crazy people live here. Just a dead fire merchant. Not one of my bounties. So here's Sayuka.
Sayuka at last! I must go. Discovery awaits. Agrasima, Captain.
She bows to me. Very, very strange. Clear skies, my Arua.
To Sayuka.
Did you want to talk, Maya?
So, we're back. Did you miss us?
Maya smiles a little, the side of her mouth twitching. Ishiza offers a friendly squawk. Of course, I missed you, Maya.
Well, thanks. It was just me and the bird for a couple of days, and we're sick to death of each other. Something happened out there, and it's got me all turned around.
Maya fixes her attention on a distant point. Speak your mind.
I didn't exactly deliver a missive. That parchment was meant for me, and I delayed opening it as long as I could.
She folds her arms.
Hatsura gave me a name and a location. That was all.
Huh.
When you're a sharpshooter by trade and your boss doesn't offer clarification, you learn to arrive at your own conclusions.
Go on.
The rub of it is, my target wasn't some ship's captain or an ogre swinging a fence post. He was the Ranga of a Huana tribe.
She raises her brow and studies me for any reaction. Shoti nibbles on her lips to hide a spreading smile. Why don't you start from the beginning? Nodding to me, Maya shrugs away some tension that I hadn't noticed before.
The village was beachside. No sign of foreign occupation. I might have been the first outsider to make land in quite a while. They were just simple folk going about their lives. Couldn't have been more than 50 of them. Their Ranga, though? He had a voice that carried, that echoed in the hearts of his people.
Her eyes narrow as she concentrates on a far-off point. Go on.
He was my target. You can guess what happened next.
Maya shrugs, squeezing her forearms to release some tension. Tell me anyway.
I picked a spot and a time of day. Morning, west-facing, plenty of tree cover. The light was in my favor. The winds were low. He left his hut, mussed his kid's hair, and set off for the beach on the other side of the island, checking lobster traps. Ishi followed him overhead, and I followed him with my sights, holding my breath, waiting for the right moment. And then I stopped. I pictured all those captains I'd riddled with holes and wondered, is this how we treat civilians? Is this how wars are won?
And you spared his life?
No, I killed him all right.
Oh.
I shot him in the back of the head. He was a corpse before he hit the ground.
She opens her fingers like a flower blooming. Shoti nibbles on her lips to hide a spreading smile.
It took a while for his kin to find him, but only seconds to figure out that he didn't die of a weak heart.
She chews her bottom lip and glances towards Ishiza. What happened next?
This tribe surprised me. They acted like I kicked over their anthill. They got mad. They got to work. The old Ranga went onto a pyre, and the new one snapped into place. She took up the call for unity while the embers were still warm.
Maya shakes her head, grinning a little.
Acted like I hadn't just killed her boss for doing the same thing.
Have we been delivering assassination missions this whole time?
Fair question. Short answer? I don't know.
She frowns down at Ishiza.
Hatsura uses different codes for each of us. I could teach myself to write Ingwithan before I cracked another agent's instructions.
Did it make a difference to you that the Ranga was a civilian?
Of course. I shoot to disrupt soldiers and end conflicts.
Shoti's eyes gleam with a dark amusement.
Not to stifle ideas or crush spirits. That's Valian work.
So, killing the chieftain didn't rattle the tribe?
They mourned, they seethed, they tore at their hair. But they rebuilt. By the time I left, they were talking about peace with the other tribes like it was inevitable.
A slow smile of astonishment rises to her face. Rauatai can learn from this and be more selective next time.
I guess that depends on how much faith you have in Hatsura's plan.
Sighing to herself, Maya tugs at her hair bun, worrying a loose lock.
If you don't mind, I need to let this brew in my head for a while and see what bubbles up. Thanks for letting me unload in the meantime. We should talk to Atsura. He'll want to know that I've done as he asked.
Oh, well, when we get back to Neketaka. Okay, let's be off. Oh, okay, so we're supposed to deliver the goods, and I have no idea. Maya says there's a fleet master's office right there. It's probably where we're supposed to go, I would think. Or the quarters of the fleet master. Let them know their shipment has arrived.
Don't bring trouble, I hope.
I probably bring trouble wherever I go. Fleet Master Okea stares with unwavering intensity at the small sea of paper strewn across her desk. She holds a pencil lightly in one hand and absently taps the tip of it against her lips. After a moment, a low hum escapes her throat. The sound ends with a harsh scoff, and then she flicks her eyes to meet mine.
Artillery trajectory calculations. Terribly tedious and lamentably imprecise in a storm.
As she chews on the end of her pencil, her gaze grows distant, like she's watching something behind me.
Ah, but the numbers distract me. Where are my manners? You must be the watcher the Hazanui sent. You found me with a rare spare moment.
Who are you?
Did you not read the name on the door before you came in?
Your name,
You do
though.
know you're in the office of the Fleet Master, I hope.
I meant who are you in the general sense.
Ah, you meant to ask why I'm important enough to have my name on a door. I'm a Fleet Master of the Rauatai Navy stationed at Sayuka, a research colony of the Royal Deadfire Company.
What are you researching?
Andra's mortar.
Oh,
Storms that strong, that consistent. I suspect they're not natural.
I don't think they are either. Impressive title.
To one unfamiliar with the Rauataian Navy, perhaps. But mine is an administrative position. I see to the smooth running of Sayuka. Of course, it'd be a sight easier if there weren't the coral to contend with.
The coral. Must make it hard to come into, only have so much room to come into Sayuka, I take it. What fleet? I don't see any boats.
You misunderstand. I don't command ships. I command this port. Rauataian vessels docking here are under my protection, but I don't tell them where to go. That's the Hazanui's job.
I see. Okea nods and looks briefly at her desk, distracted by a table of figures. As she reads, she twirls her pencil between her fingers, stopping briefly to take a few brief notes. She appears to have forgotten me entirely. Hazanui Karu asked me to deliver some cargo to you.
I've received a report from the dockmaster stating as much. The Royal Deadfire Company appreciates your swift delivery of our cargo.
A cherry smile brightens her otherwise serious features. I say nothing about the smugglers.
Well?
She raises an eyebrow.
I've received a report from the dockmaster stating as much. The Royal
Okay.
Deadfire Company appreciates your swift delivery of our cargo.
Did the dockmaster mention anything else?
No, I don't see... Oh, there's a note here at the bottom. It's very small. What does it... Oh. Please accept my apologies for your... difficulties. I'll see that the cargo bathes immediately.
She pinches the bridge of her nose and exhales deeply.
The Hazanui's missive suggested you might be able to help us with an issue at port.
Didn't know about that. Go ahead.
You may have noticed the outsized coral in the harbor.
She gestures to the docks just beyond her office door. I nod.
There's something unnatural about the coral's growth. About everything on this island. And no matter how we trim it back, it only grows larger.
Trimming coral back. I've never heard of such a thing. Is there a giant luminous Audra vein on this island or nearby?
My engineers deduced that the origin of this disturbance is somewhere off the coast of Sayuka, and I'd like you to investigate. Talk to Avera in the workshop if you care to learn more. I would be grateful for your help here, Watcher.
She gives me a sharp little nod, punctuated by the crack of her pencil against the desk, then returns to her work. Okay, I leave. So, talk to the person at the workshop. See about the coral. I've never, ever heard of such an issue before. Oh, this. Yeah. It's all over the damn place out there. Hello? Looks like a Valian. I find a man dressed in worn, dirty leather armor. His long, scraggly beard is encrusted with salt. His curling hair has clearly not seen a comb in some time, and the toenails of his bare feet are cracked and torn. The only thing of any value that he carries is an amulet.
Oh, greetings.
He hesitates a moment before saying more. Maybe he's not Valian, actually, judging by his skin tone. But even I've seen everybody of all races work for the Valians before. I'm just used to it either being Juana, Valian, or Rauatai.
Might I help you with something?
Tell me about yourself.
I suppose.
He looks at me quizzically, perhaps unsure why I've asked him such a personal question.
I was a proud man once. A gold pack knight. Then I took a job and it went poorly. I could no longer stay with the Order after that.
His eyes take on a faraway look as he remembers.
In the years since, I have wandered the length of the Deadfire, dedicating my life to self-discipline and abstination from worldly distractions. It is only through suffering that the soul becomes strong. Do you understand?
That's it?
Well, I am waiting for someone. But I do not know when they will arrive or who they will be when they get here. All I know is that they are a seer, and they seek me. So I wait.
So how will you recognize them?
I will not, but it does not matter. I have this amulet here, and I yet draw breath. That is all I need.
Can I have it?
No? Someone is coming for me, and they will know my amulet.
I see.
I should hope that you do, young man.
Could you teach me what you've learned in your years wandering the Deadfire?
You would ask an old man to share his wisdom? Well, I suppose I could. For 3,000 copper.
You're not the first person I've run into to ask for that amount. Okay, well, here you are. We have plenty of copper.
Thank you, traveler.
He tells me what he learned about making and keeping, a bargain in his years as a gold-packed knight, showing me how to tell when a merchant knows his wares are of poor quality or overpriced. When he's satisfied I won't get fleeced by the next back-alley charm dealer I come across, he sends me on my way. Alright, so I've learned a few things from paying him 3,000 copper. Oh, there's some fish that no one will care if I take. And there's a cat here. Well, we have quite the collection of cats and dogs now. Then we have a Shiza. Oh, hello.
You are welcome in Sayuka, traveler, as surely as the winds stir the sea.
The young Hawaiian woman gives me a sunny smile that shows every one of her pointed teeth.
No, no, no. How many times must I demonstrate the proper way to greet a visitor?
The Undersecretary makes emphatic chopping motions with his hand, a snarl curling his thin lips.
I say, I must have forgotten again. Will you remind me of the line, Undersecretary?
We say clear skies, traveler. Simple, elegant, and no smiling. Do you understand, Greeter Tebe?
You have a greeter, okay.
Can you repeat it once more? I want to make sure I've got it.
Tebe turns wide, innocent eyes on the Undersecretary. The Undersecretary opens his mouth to speak, but his expression abruptly clouds. He shoots a scowl at Tebe, and elects instead not to dignify her joke at his expense.
Questions, traveler?
What can you tell me about Sayuka?
Sayuka, known to my people as Ribiri, is a colonial outpost of the Royal Deadfire Company.
Tebe makes no effort to hide, the boredom in her voice.
The Island of Sayuka is the Royal Deadfire Company's center of engineering research and development in the archipelago. Our work is directed by Fleet Master Okaya, the youngest Rauataian ever to hold the title. Best of her class at the Naval Academy in Tokoa, and a brilliant engineer, our Fleet Master.
Pride warms his voice.
You forgot to mention the giant sharks, Undersecretary.
Wait, giant sharks?
Giant sharks, giant coral, giant trees, Hekira. The only thing not bigger in Sayuka is us Juana.
She chuckles.
Small mercy.
The Undersecretary mutters under his breath.
No one knows why things grow large in Sayuka, but there are all sorts of theories. Me? I think Gallowayne smiles on us.
The hunting god? Tebe's cheek glowed with a faint blush, the first authentic emotion I've seen cross her face.
Superstition is unbecoming of a Royal Deadfire Company officer, Tebe.
I say, it's a lucky thing I'm not one then.
Why are you dressed like a Royal Deadfire Company soldier, Tebe?
Akira, I wonder the same every day.
Tebe tugs at the neck of her uniform and rolls her dark eyes at the Undersecretary when she thinks he's not looking.
Tebe learns to perform her duties as a Rauatai might.
The Undersecretary straightens his back and squares his shoulders.
Her fellow Juana show a lamentable disinterest in the proper way of doing things.
He nods curtly in Tebe's direction.
Do not speak about me as if I am not here.
What is an Undersecretary exactly?
A career sandal sniffer and busybody. So far as I can tell.
Tebe shrugs.
You ungrateful sag! I am the second in command to Fleet Master Okaya, the governor of your piddling little island, and I will not be mocked by a smart-mouthed idler like you!
The Undersecretary's jowls quiver with barely contained rage.
So I have heard. Many, many times.
Tebe meets my eyes and raises her brows emphatically. So I whisper to her, is it just me, or is this guy terrible?
You don't know the half of it.
An impish smile plays at the corner of her mouth. Adair points affably in approval. Maya thumbs her chin, nodding. Shodi's eyes gleam with a dark amusement.
What was that, Greeter Tebe?
Surely just the breeze, Undersecretary.
Tebe's impish smile grows into a mocking grin.
You will call me Sir.
Akira, I certainly will not.
All right, I'll let you two continue on your own. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.